Hey knitting friends, it's Jennifer and I'm so glad to see you. It's been like forever. But I've had no knitting mojo. None. Actually, I've had very little mojo for a lot of things. You should see my house right now. Let's not even talk about it. But I'm here and I have a few things to share with you. I do have a finished object. If you're new here, I'm Jennifer. I'm a mom, a knitter, a yoga therapist. Now I'm a farmer. We'll talk about that later. So welcome. I've got, I do have a finished object. I finished these adorable little socks for my sister. I'm calling them finished, although I've not woven in all my ends. These socks are very loosely based on Rose City Rollers, which is a free pattern. I will link to that on Ravelry. And this is a Knit Picks Fleecy, which we love. And they don't fit me. They kind of fit me. Let me show you. They're really too big. Too loose in the ankle, which is entirely my fault. They look pretty good, but they're not very comfortable. I feel like I'm losing them. I think they're gonna fit my sister well. I think she's gonna love them. But what I did is I did my typical heel flap and gusset heel, and I just did the rolly bit on the top because I didn't actually read the Rose City Rollers pattern. I just looked at how many to cast on and did that, and that was not a very good idea. So I just knit for an inch, and then I didn't look at the pattern anymore, so they didn't turn out very well. I don't recommend that. I do recommend going and getting the pattern. It's a free pattern. Again, I will link to it. My glasses are catching the sun pretty bad. But they turned out kind of cute, and they're going to be a great gift for my little sister. Her birthday is coming up the first part of April, so I can just drop these. Oh, I don't have to drop them in the mail. We're gonna go see her soon. Our little cousin's getting married, and so we're gonna go, the whole family's gonna meet up in Middle Tennessee. So I'll just weave in my ends and get them ready for her. But those are super cute and very low slippers. I need to read the pattern and do them for real. But they have been living in this sweet little bag. My knitting mojo has been so low it's almost non-existent. So when I tell you that that's the reason I haven't been here. That's the reason I haven't been on, is because I've been doing everything else. So I still have the same two finished objects on the needles, but I will show you. This is the Red Heart yarn that somebody at the Anything Fiber sale had hand dyed. And I have, it's a hoe at least, right? I have a lovely sock. I do a top down heel flap and gusset, just a simple vanilla sock. It's what I like to work on. I just did slip one, knit one. I usually do an Eye of Partridge heel, but I wanted these to be really mindless. I'm mostly working on them in church, so I can sit and knit and listen to the presenters. And yeah, just a very simple sock. And these are actually for me. I'm really hoping that I will actually keep them. I'm mostly really working on these because I'm teaching a sock class, which is going really, really well. Two of the people in there I taught to knit, so we kind of have a good relationship there already. And they're just cranking along. And the other lady I've known for a very long time, so we have a good relationship, and it's great fun. I'm going tonight to they're actually gonna finish the toes. They have learned this sock pattern in 3 sessions. This is their 3rd session. It's unbelievable. They have flown right through it. So, you know, I am starting the decrease on this sock. I'm pretty happy with that. I was working on it last night while I was in farm school. Farm school is a, this is the business intensive. So it's a winter meeting. We've been meeting one Thursday night a month for 3 hours and learning about how to conduct the business of a farm. So it's really interesting, but my little hands need something to do. So I've been clicking away. And again, I use DPNs, hashtag DPNs forever. Although I did learn how to do 2 circulars. And these are size 0s. Because that's how I like my little sockies. And these are living in my purse sock bag, which is made by my little friend, Miss Heather, who I taught how to knit, and she's a beautiful sewist. Little drawstring bag, it's perfect, smooshes, fits right down in my purse, so I always have it. I have one more work in progress, but stick around because I'm going to talk about the South Carolina knit-in that I got to go to, and then also the winner of my giveaway. So this bag is still has my heart. Kay Schimpert from Bead Sisters, she's got a podcast, and I'll link to her and to her Instagram. I am in love with this mason jar fabric, but this is a huge bag. And in it is still, sorry guys, is still my Wallaby sweater. But I do have a sleeve. I have a whole sleeve. So at least that's happening. This is a beautiful Noro fabric. And I've been doing the DPNs for the sleeves. And these are the carbons. And I'm not real happy with the carbons with the cotton. But since I started it, I feel like I need to finish it on that, and I will do the other sleeve on that as well so that my gauge is close. The Wallaby sweater, there's stuff stuck all over the place. The Wallaby sweater is a hooded pocket sweater. It's got this cute little kangaroo pocket. I am still teaching a class on this, and I love the way this pocket is done. Now it's a paid for pattern, so I can't really tell you much about it. But look at how smooth the join is there for the pocket. And then there it is at the bottom. And it's got this pretty little decorative garter stitch here. And there's the body. I may make the body just a little bit longer. But I'm really looking forward to wearing this. Probably not until the fall because it's kind of getting warm around here, but it'll be a nice casual toss over kind of sweater. And it has a hood, so I still have a lot of knitting to do. But I'm still a little ahead of my students. I'm worried about it. Okay. That's all my finished objects, or my works in progress. But I actually have another finished object, because I got to go to the South Carolina knit-in. It's in Greenville, South Carolina, which is closer than I thought. It's only 2 hours and 20 minutes from us. And Greenville, South Carolina is a really cool town. If you haven't been, you should definitely go. And this was back, I guess it was in January. No, it was February, first weekend in February. And I got to teach yoga for crafters. So I taught like 4 half-hour sessions, and I had a blast. And while I was there, I also got to take a couple of classes. So I took one called Knitting on the Edge, and what it was if you have a fabric, then you can connect your knitting. And you see this a lot in crochet, like with crochet doilies and kitchen-y things, but look, you can connect it, and we learned a couple of different ways, and then just make a beautiful edge however you want to. I picked out the flower fabric because I'm kind of, garden obsessed at the moment. And yeah, that was really fun. And this is just a simple cotton yarn that was part of our little kit for the class. Now, this one has kind of been through my washer and dryer because we've been using it, but this is another example of that little knitting on the edge. And it was so cool because the instructor had on a knit t-shirt that she had cut just the neckline out, and then did this technique on the knitted fabric, like the knit t-shirt fabric, and knit herself a yoke into her t-shirt, and it was gorgeous. So I'm totally inspired, but have I done anything with it yet? No. But anyway, that was a great little class, a whole lot of fun. I was able to make some sweet new friends, and I got to meet Patty Lyons and took a class with her, which was hilarious. If you haven't seen it on my Instagram, I'll try to pop the picture in. But Patty is a very petite little woman. And if you don't know, I'm like 5'10", and I am not petite. And so Patty and I had the best time. Like, she realized once we were standing together how much bigger I was than she was, and we got a big kick out of that. But picture of me and Patty Lyons, and we had a great time. She did a wonderful class. She has a new book out, which I will also link below, The Knitting Bag of Tricks. And if her class is any indication, that book is amazing. It's in my Amazon shopping cart, but I've spent so much money lately, I'm kind of holding off. But the book has got to be amazing because the class was excellent. I learned her technique and her way of explaining a jogless join, especially for stripes. Excellent. It's excellent. So check it out. Patty Lyons. It was a great class. And then we got swag bags for being there. Try not to shake the table too much. In my little swag bag, I got Universal Yarn Uptown Baby Sport in the color Fern. And it's a little vibrant for me, but I think it'd make a precious hat for my boys. And it's acrylic, so they can't destroy it. Well, I shouldn't say that. They can't destroy it as easily, right? Toddlers. Okay. Also, we got Expression Fiber Arts gave this vellum fingering, and it's called Scale the Summit. And this stuff, you guys, feels amazing. It is 70% baby alpaca, 20% mulberry silk, 10% yak. Like this, it's nice. So let me show, see if you can get the beautiful sheen. It's sort of a blue-gray color, and it's gorgeous. So thank you, Expression Fiber Arts. Thank you, South Carolina Knitting Guild. But then, at the very end, they had a free table. Now, there were probably 100 people there. So the free table was like a free room. Maybe not, but it was, the way it was set up, it was like tables and tables and tables. So I snagged some really cool things. First, this stuff caught my eye. I don't know what it is, but the floof is real. And there was a bunch of it. And it is, like, I always hold things to my neck because that's where you're most sensitive to the fibers. Super, super, super soft. And it's got, like, I wouldn't even call it a halo. It's like the whole thing is a halo. Can you see that? Let me see if I can get it. It's trying to focus on me. Hang on. Can you see it now? Like, just how floofy this stuff is. And I love the tweedy bits. So again, I have no idea what this is, where it came from, but I'm madly in love with it. Because it's ridiculously soft. It appears to be maybe a sport to worsted weight. I don't know what it's going to be, but I can tell that it's a very warm fiber just by putting it up against my neck. So it has to be something warm. I don't know. Definitely not socks. It doesn't look like it would hold together even for a thick sock. Okay. Then I saw, and I am madly in love with chainette yarns, and I don't know what this yarn is. If you know, tell me in the comments. But it's kind of in my color wheelhouse, and it's chainette. And if you don't know what chainette is, I think I can show you well enough that you can kind of understand. So it is literally like a chain of yarn. There we go, like a chain, a tube chain of yarn with fiber blown into it. But it's like the plies are literally linked together in this one. And I thought they were so pretty, and I don't know if they will be like a very airy, lightweight shawl or what, but they appear to be maybe an Aran weight or worsted, but super, super lightweight and very pretty. 2 balls of that. And then there was this little Mary Maxim Aloe sock yarn, which I grabbed because, as you can see, I'm kind of focusing on socks right now. I don't know. But this one is called Sunrise, and it's got aloe in it, which is really cool. And it appears that it will make a pattern because it's got like little specks in it and stuff, but it doesn't have a picture of the pattern on there. And then one more unnamed yarn. This is a fingering weight. Maybe you recognize it, but it's all these Halloween colors. I wonder if I can get myself a pair of Halloween socks knit between now and Halloween. I don't know. Things have been crazy. But maybe this needs to be my next cast on. What do you think? It's very fall. Very Halloween-y. It's hard to think about that. It's spring though, right? But at the rate I'm knitting things, I probably ought to start now. Okay, one last thing I almost forgot because it was up here on the table. This is Queensland Collection Kathmandu Aran 100, and it is merino silk and cashmere tweed. Look at it. And it's gorgeous, and it's soft and tweedy and all the good things. So, again, I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but I think it would make like something nice maybe for my dad because it's very masculine. Not that I don't wear masculine colors, but you know, men are hard to knit for because they like darker colors, but dark colors are hard to see, which gets kind of frustrating. So this might be a good color option for him. If you don't know, my husband is not knit worthy. He is absolutely a huge supporter of my knitting. He puts up with it really well. And I think a couple of times he has said, seriously, $30 for a skein of yarn is not bad for all the happiness you get out of it. So we love him, right? But he himself, he is a big guy and he's hot all the time. And so he says, don't knit me anything. I won't wear it. I'll burn up. Fine by me. More yarn for the rest of us. Anyway. So, just recently, I guess it was January 1st, I put out my Yoga for Knitters and Crafters. And I did a giveaway with Kay of Bead Sisters Yarn. And y'all, I totally dropped the ball. And this is my public apology to Kay, because she even texted me at the end of January and I didn't respond until today, March. Because I didn't have an answer for her, because I had to actually get on the computer and find the answer for her as to the giveaway winner. but Kay, I'm so sorry. ADHD is real. And this is kind of how it affects me. I get really obsessed with something. So sometimes I'm really obsessed with knitting. I'm really obsessed with my podcast. I'm really obsessed with whatever. Lately it's been, I'm really obsessed with our flower farm. And I've been working so hard. It's going to be so amazing. And I'm really excited about it. But I have dropped almost every other ball in my entire life. My kids are still okay. My husband still tolerates me. But everything else, I've kind of failed on. So, again, Kay, I'm so sorry. But I drew a giveaway winner, and her name is Kobilis? Am I saying that right, Anne? So Anne, message me and you will win a free download of my online course, Yoga for Knitters and Crafters. All right. And thank you all for being here. And hopefully my knitting mojo will pick up a little bit. If you have any suggestions for my knit mojo, let me know. I'm having a hard time sitting still and being inside. I don't have to be inside while I knit. I know this, but it's the sitting still that's hard. And getting on the computer is very much a challenge. Yeah, it's like the wall of awful that's hard to get through. So this is not an ADHD podcast. Anyway, happy spring, and I'm so glad to see you all. And please comment below. I'd love to see how you're doing and what you've been working on. So thank you. Bye.